Hi, hope you're having an amazing day. As you saw from the title of this video, today we're going to be doing my Shop My Stash for the month of November. So in order, first I'm going to go through the products that I used last month, the number of uses, what my thoughts on everything, all of that. Next, we're going to go into my stash and you guys are going to see me pick out everything for the new month. And lastly, you guys are going to see me throw everything on the face, which resulted in today's makeup look. So if you want to see how all of this video came together, just keep on watching. Before that, don't forget, if you like drugstore makeup, go ahead and stick around, subscribe, maybe hit the bell so you're notified whenever I upload. And if you could like the video if you like it, and the video's gonna start right now. Also, timestamps will be down below as always. Now let's get into the most used products. With a total of 22 uses was the concealer from LA Colors. This is the Ultimate Cover Concealer. I'm really surprised to see that a concealer was used most throughout the month. It's so weird. There's so many fun products here. So this would be like the last product I think I use the most, but this is the one I use. This is the one in natural. It's like a possible repurchase when it's gone. It's a really nice product and it's so inexpensive as well, and it looks so pretty on the under eyes. So I'm so glad that I decided to throw this in for October, and I was so happy to get use out of it because it was just kind of sitting there. Gets lost in my collection, so I'm so glad that I finally got some use out of this one. With a total of 20 uses was the Colourpop Act Natural Defining Mascara. Is so nice. I'm so glad that I threw it in for the month. This one's actually going to be out of my collection in a little bit because I've had it for a couple months already, but such a nice mascara. But on the side I was using some other mascaras a little more, which I found interesting because I really did like this one a lot, but I think it's not my most favorite mascara anymore. I think I found another one that works a little better than this one, but this one's actually really nice as well. So if you like that natural kind of mascara look, it doesn't get clumpy on the lashes, it gives you some volume, a little length. I think you're really gonna enjoy that one. And then also the Romantic Beauty Rose Setting Spray got used 20 times as well. It's nice and refreshing. I feel like it did set my face really nicely, so this is definitely one that I really enjoyed using as well. With a total of 19 uses, we have these two, which are actually empties. They are out of here. I have the You Can Be foundation. I told you guys it was about to be out. It is finally out of here with a total of 19 uses. Not sure how much in total I used it, but yeah, finally this one's out. And also the AOA Studio Wonder Skin Mattifying Primer is out of here as well. Also with 19 uses, I did pair these up quite a bit throughout the month of October, so I'm so glad to see these go. Not that they were not good, I just really like using my makeup up. In December, I will be doing a huge empties video, so these will be included in that. It's going to be like a year-long empty, so it's going to be really fun. So I'm so glad to see these go. The least amount of uses was 2, and the product I used 2 times was this loose pigment from AOA Studio. Not that the shade wasn't beautiful, I just didn't get a lot of use out of it because it takes so long to throw it on in the morning for work, and it's a little messy, so I didn't want to take that risk. This is in the shade Spell, but for sure I'm going to be using it more. I really like the formula of those loose pigments. Next, with a total of 2 uses, we have the Ciate This Piggy collection from Ciate London, and this I didn't really get a lot of use out of. I didn't get use out of my liquid cream products this month for some reason, so this one for sure I did not use. It's just, I don't know, I guess because it's a little bulky, it was going to take too long to bring out and use for like work and stuff, so this one I didn't really touch. Surprisingly, I didn't touch this Malibu Glitz blush, even though it's like a perfect shade, especially for this month. It's so nice, but it's like a little overly pigmented, so I didn't want to take the risk and like mess up my makeup for work. Yeah, I've really been into like more neutral looks throughout the month of October, so I didn't really use this one, which is so sad because it's such a pretty color. All right, with a total of 4 uses, we have 4 products. AOA Studio Artista Liquid Liner. Not sure why I didn't use this one throughout the month. This is such a nice formula for a liner. I love it. I love a pen style. For some reason, I didn't use it, but it's a really good product. The AOA Studio Gel Liner. I really love this product as well, but for some reason, I didn't use it. The Cheek Dew from Colourpop. I already knew I wasn't going to use this. I just don't like this product. It's like really sheer. This one's in the shade Kiss Kiss, by the way, and it's just like not worth the time. It's just like a waste of time, I feel, because you can't even see it on the cheeks. The Lip Pop, I just don't use a lot of gloss for work, so this one wasn't really used throughout the month. With a total of 5 uses, we have the LA Colors bronzer, and this one is very, very shimmery in the shade Baked. I just didn't use this. I love it compared to my other LA Colors bronzer. This one's a little more of a deeper tone compared to the other one, which is more highlighty. However, I just didn't want to use a shimmery bronzer for the month, so I didn't reach for it. The other product that got used 5 times was the Conspiracy palette from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I did mostly use it for those like everyday tones at the top. So that one again didn't really get touched because it's so big and bulky, and I wanted something quick and easy for the month, so I didn't really touch this one either as much as I wanted to. With a total of 6 uses, we have the Color Central bronzer. I just was reaching for the one in the other palette that I'm going to be talking about in a little bit. It's a little deeper, it's a little quicker to throw on than this one. It's just a little light, it takes a little while to build up on the skin, so I didn't touch that as often. The A Plus foundation, again, I was focusing on the You Can Be one throughout the month, so I didn't really touch this one, but when I did, I loved it, so I'm definitely going to get more use out of that hopefully in the next couple months. And then we have the eyeshadow primer, which I don't really use eyeshadow primer throughout like my work week, but when I did reach for this, I thought it was okay. I don't like that it's sheer. I wish I had pigment to it, but I think it's an okay eyeshadow primer. The total of 7 uses, we have the Milani liquid lipstick in the shade Covette. So beautiful. It is quite drying to the lips, but it's so nice. I'm so happy that I got to use it more. The Huda Beauty liner duo, this one was okay. Like, I didn't really reach for it because I don't even know, I just much rather a pen liner, and I was using a lot of browns throughout the month. I was using a couple colorful liners from SHEGLAM a little more, but this one is stunning for like that kind of extra glam look because it is a matte black liner. It looks stunning on the eyes, and it does again come as a duo, so it's really convenient. Next we have the Laura Geller. Honestly, this one I didn't really use because it already broke apart, so I'm always scared that if I open it, it's just gonna fall all over the floor and make a mess. So that's the reason I didn't really use that one, but it's such a stunning formula. And lastly, with a total of 7 uses, we have the Bon Voyage palette. This one's so nice. Definitely the one that I like the most out of the 2 palettes that I chose, because it does come with the face tones, it comes with the eyeshadow tones in here, so it was really easy to use. I didn't touch the lip products, but everything else I really liked, so I'm so glad that I chose this and I got some use out of this product. With a total of 8 uses, we have the AOA Studio liquid lipstick in the shade Vibin. So beautiful, I love it. We have the Colourpop Flexitarian highlight, which I think is already drying up. It's like falling apart. I did already hit pan, but I haven't been using it as often. Like I said, I haven't been using like cream or liquid products throughout the weeks, like when I'm working, so this one hasn't really been like shown love throughout the month, but when I do use it, it's so beautiful. It's definitely one of my favorite products, but it's for those days, like when the weekends, when I have time to get ready, I can definitely appreciate it a little more. But for like work and stuff, I don't use it. With a total of 9 uses, we have the Amuse highlight and blush duo. I love this product, so easy to throw on. I love the highlight in here, even though the smell is a little overwhelming. Like, it smells really good, but it's a little much. I really love the shades in this duo, and I really like it, so I'm definitely gonna get more use out of this. It's so pretty, I love it. The Sephora mattifying primer I think is okay. It does tend to like ball up on the skin for me, but it was fine. And the loose powder, not sure why I didn't use this one more. I think, well, I was trying to use up another product that I threw in here, but this one I kind of forgot about, honestly. I forgot it was in this on my stash, the Hard Candy loose powder, but it's so pretty on the skin. With a total of 12 uses, we have the e.l.f. Shape and Stay Brow Pencil. This one's really nice. I feel like in the beginning of the Shop My Stash, I was using a little more, but towards the end, I just kind of stopped. But it's a really good product. I really like it. Kind of gives you that natural brow look. If you're into that, definitely check this one out. With a total of 13 uses, we have the Ioni Pencil Liner, the shade Black. This one did come in handy throughout the month. I love it. It's really creamy, really blendable. It's a really nice product, and it was only $1. With a total of 15 uses, we have the AOA Studio Fat Lash Eyeshadow Primer. I definitely did get use out of this product. I really enjoyed it, and I'm definitely going to keep using it. It did give a lot of volume to my lashes when I pair it with another mascara, so I'm so glad that I used that. And then the next product is the Beauty Creations Pressed Powder, which I actually did finish, so this one is out of here. I did already purchase a backup of this product, and I did already start using it. It's such a good one. Definitely recommend if you're into pressed powder foundations. I use mine in the shade FSP 11.0, so good, and I believe it's only like $10. It's so worth it. Another product that's going to be featured in my empties. With a total of 17 uses, we have the LA Colors Contour Palette. It did already break on me, like the little plastic cover, but I did get a lot of use out of this product, specifically this shade here, and I'm definitely going to get through that quite fast. And then this product I didn't really reach for, but it definitely is one of my favorite bronzers. It's so good, and this duo does cost $1 at the Dollar Tree. Lastly, with a total of 18 uses, we have the Romantic Beauty Eyebrow Pencil. So nice. There's still a lot of product in here, so I don't think this is going to be going anywhere anytime soon, but I'm glad because it worked so well. And then the Go Brow from AOA Studio, it's a brow set. It worked out so well as well. So everything that I chose throughout the month of October I really enjoyed. Now we're gonna get into the portion where you guys come with me to my makeup collection and we choose out makeup for the next month. So that's going to be starting now. And what I'm thinking is I want to choose the AOA Studio Slim Brow. I haven't used this in a long time, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this in. And as for eyebrow set, I'm going to go ahead and take the LA Colors Brow Gel. I haven't used this one in a while, and I do want to get this out of my collection, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this in for the month, and hopefully I can get this out of my collection. As for eyeshadow primer, I have a couple in this drawer. There are a couple that I want to use from City Color, so I'm going to go ahead and take the white shade in Wisteria and use this one for the month. I do also want to see how these work, the AOA Studio Perfect eyeshadow primers. I haven't really gotten a lot of use of them, so I'm going to go ahead and throw them in for the month. For this drawer, we have a couple of like extra eye items like glitter and some single shadows back here. I do really want to use this one. This is new to my collection, which is a velour eyeshadow in the shade Vogue from Shimmer. It's so pretty and it will be perfect for this month, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this in. Thinking this shade as well, which is a loose pigment in the shade Enchant, is so stunning. It is like a dual chrome, and I think this will work perfect for the month as well, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this in. As for this drawer, I'm thinking we're good. And this shade is stunning and it is newer in my collection from e.l.f. It's so pretty, so sparkly. So I think I'm going to go ahead and throw this in just so I can get some use out of it. And this one's in the shade Disco Queen. For face primer, I have a couple here, but I'm thinking I want to throw in the A+ No Pore face primer. I haven't used this one in a long time from Shimmer, as well as a putty primer. I'm thinking the e.l.f. Poreless face primer. I haven't used this in a while. It's a really good primer, but you know, I want to use things up for my collection as well, so I'm going to go ahead and use this. I also do want a hydrating face primer. This isn't really, well, it's hydrating. It gives a little bit of a glow to the skin. It is a little bit shimmery, but I remember loving this. I haven't used it in a couple months, so I'm going to go ahead and throw in the BFF from Wet n Wild, the Spongebob spray. As for like liquid products here, I have a couple new products from SHEGLAM. For example, this one I just used it in a video, the SHEGLAM liquid bronzer. So I'm going to throw this in. It was so nice. I'm going to throw in the blush as well, so I'm going to throw this in. And sticking to SHEGLAM, I'm just going to throw this in, and not my favorite product, so I do want to use this up, the Spring It On Liquid Highlight. And this one's in the shade Fancy Fizz. It's not the greatest highlight out there, super sparkly, doesn't look good, but again, I just want to use it up, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this in. So these are where my lipsticks are, so I'm going to go ahead and take this one from SHEGLAM. It is a lipstick slash lip liner. So pretty. It is a really beautiful nude shade. It is a little messy. I use it a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this in. So it's going to get interesting because these are all my liquid lipsticks. I'm going to choose two colors. So I do already have a nude lipstick that I just showed you guys, so we're not going to do a nude. I don't think pink would go for the month either. I kind of want to choose things from this drawer, specifically darker tones, like this LA Colors Pout Lip Gloss Matte. This one's in Kiss and Tell, really beautiful shade, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this in. I also have this SHEGLAM liquid lipstick. I haven't used it in a long time, in the shade Haters. It's so pretty, so I'm going to go ahead and use this. It's like a grayish kind of brown tone. You guys will see when I give it a swatch, but it's so pretty, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this in. I'm thinking I want to do lip gloss as well, even though I don't really use lip gloss a whole lot, but I have a lot of lip gloss, so I have to go ahead and use some of this. I love this one from Romantic Beauty, and this is a Ozy Labs liquid lip gloss, and it's so pretty, and this one's in 06. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that in. Also have a couple of clear lip glosses. What I'm thinking is I do want something to throw on before makeup, so I'm gonna throw in the SHEGLAM lip oil in the blue shade. And as for this drawer, do I want anything pinky? I'm going to go ahead and throw the Ionic lip gloss in. I haven't used this one in a while. I did use it for a video and I wasn't like the biggest fan of it, so I do want to give it a little more love, so I'm going to go ahead and throw that in. So now we're on this side. So basically we have my liquid liners, we have colorful ones here, black, brown ones here, We have mascaras back here. Oh my god, they're a little dusty. I haven't touched them in a while. And we have like pencil liners and lip liners back there. For lip liner, for sure, I'm going to throw the Colourpop lippy pencil in. This one's almost out of here. And I've been using this so much. So I can definitely pair this with the SHEGLAM one that I just talked about. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this in. And I'm sure I'm going to finish this up throughout this month. Liquid liner, I have a couple of new ones. I have like this SHEGLAM one that comes with a liner side and a like a liner like eraser in case you mess up. I'm not the biggest fan of that one, honestly. This one I use a lot, which is a brown You Can Be liner. I haven't been using my dip liners as much here, like these. I'm gonna go ahead and throw in the AOA Muse liquid liner. I haven't used this one in a while and I remember loving it. Really just want to throw this one in because I've been using it so much. That You Can Be liquid liner in brown for like everyday use. I love it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this in. For like mascaras, I have this new one from Beauty Creations. I have this new unopened one from L'Oreal. I have a couple of them. Oh, this one's really good. This is the City Color Be Bold Lengthening Mascara. As you can see, I've been using it so much and it is newer to my collection. They actually sent this to me and it's so good. I've really been enjoying it, so I'm going to go ahead and throw it in for the month just to make it official. I definitely wanted to throw this in for the month, the Muse Duo Jumbo Liner, and we get like a brown shade and a black. Alright, so we have my concealers back here. I do really want to use this one more, which is the AOA Studio Wonder Cover Concealer, but this one is like a corrector in the shade Peach, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this in. As for like concealer, I kind of wanted to choose this one, but I always throw this in, the Muse 2-in-1 Concealer. It's so good. I haven't used this one in a long time. This is the LA Colors Full Cover Concealer, and I did get this at the 99 in the shade Natural, so I want to throw this one in. And I am just going to throw this in along with it. No, actually I'm not. I really want to use it, but I want to use this one a little more as well, the Wet n Wild Incognito Concealer. So I'm going to go ahead and throw those three in. So this is a drawer where I have like all my face palettes. I have my blushes, my bronzers, my highlights, and all of, again, the face palettes and my brow things in here as well. Some additional brow things, the AOA Studio Brow Gel in the shade Ebony. I'm going to go ahead and throw this in, as well as the Colourpop, I believe this is, what is this? The Styling Wax. I haven't used this in such a long time, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this in. For highlight, we have a couple of options. We have the Smoke and Mirrors highlight, and I don't remember the name, but it's so, oh my gosh. It's so stunning, and it's only $1, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this in. It is a really beautiful golden tone. Decided to throw this in. I haven't used this in such a long time, and I remember not being the biggest fan of this. I even mentioned it in a video recently, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this in just so I can try it out and test it a little more. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of this palette. The highlights in here are just a little too subtle, so we're gonna see how this works throughout the month. For bronzer, I'm gonna throw in the Ebony Sculpt and Contour, and this one's in the shade Bronze Brown. So beautiful. As well as the City Color Be Matte Bronzer in the shade Pecan Pie. Love this, so I did want to throw this in. I've really been enjoying this shade here. For blush, we have a couple options. I have the Nick AK Very Berry blush palette. So stunning, perfect for this month. I also threw in the Muse face palette just to get some use out of this one, as well as the SHEGLAM blush and the shade Daydreaming. It's like a beautiful pinky kind of shade, so I'm definitely going to get use out of this one for sure this month. And lastly, from this drawer, I'm throwing in the Zuri Flawless Shape and Strobing face palette just to use like for an under eye set, that shade all the way down there, as well as some occasional bronzing and contouring throughout the month. For this drawer here, I haven't really picked out anything, but I have been using this throughout the month. It is the e.l.f. Sheer Tint Finishing Powder. I've really been enjoying this. It is newer to my collection, but I do want to get some more thoughts on this, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this in. I also want to use this one a little more, the AOA Studio Perfect Finishing Powder in the shade Beige, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this in as well. For foundation, I have a couple of options. Not sure what I want to do for the month, because I've really been using this one here from Beauty, oh my god, so dirty, from Beauty Blender. It's so nice, so I'm gonna throw that in. But as for one that I haven't touched, this one is very drying from SHEGLAM. Not sure I want that. I haven't used this one in such a long time, the Beauty Creations Flawless Day, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw this in. We're gonna get use out of this one as well. I haven't used it in such a long time, the AOA Studio Perfect BB Cream, and I believe this one's in medium, so I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this in. All right, setting spray. Oh, for sure, I want to use this one more, the Dewy Coconut Setting Mist from e.l.f. Just for fun, why not just throw in another one? I do want to use these more. The AOA Studio Oil Control Setting Spray, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this in. All right, next we have eyeshadow palettes. As you can see, I just bought this organizer from Amazon, and basically you put it together yourself. It's so easy, and I've been loving it, and you can definitely add more drawers. What I'm thinking is, I'm not sure what I want to choose yet. I was thinking of this palette from Romantic Beauty because it is more of a neutral kind of everyday palette, but we do have a pop of purple on the bottom. These shimmers in here are so beautiful, as well as the matte. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this palette in. And for a more smokier option, I have the Colourpop Shadow Go Round that I haven't used since my new makeup video, and I believe that happened like last year or something. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this in. Again, you get more smokier options, more cooler tones in here. You get some beautiful shimmers. I remember really loving this palette, and this was from Family Dollar. So I'm going to throw this in as well. All right, I'm going to start off by taking my SHEGLAM lip oil in the blue version. It's so nice, feels so hydrating to the lips. Next, I'm pairing the AOA Studio brow products together. I'm going to line with this and then fill in with the other one. Next, I'm taking the AOA Studio Perfect Eyeshadow Primer, and this is the one in nude. This is the matte version. So I'm going to see what I think of this product. Honestly, it's not my most favorite. It's a little sheer, not the greatest eyeshadow primer, but we're going to go ahead and try this one out. I do want to clean up the brows as well. So I'm trying to blend out that eyeshadow primer, and it's going horribly wrong. Looking like it doesn't want to blend into the skin. So I'm gonna wipe this off, and I'm gonna prime the lid using my concealer instead. I'm not loving this eyeshadow primer, honestly. It's like kind of balling up on the lid. It's not looking good at all. So for today's look, I decided to go with the Romantic Beauty My Love palette. More like everyday tones. We have a couple of berry tones down here. This is the one I'll be using with the AOA Studio Single Shadow in the shade Vogue. It is so stunning. I haven't gotten a chance to use it on the actual lid, but it's so pretty. I think it's going to go so well with today's look. Alright, what I ended up doing, as you guys saw, is I took this shade, just threw it on the outer corner. I went ahead and threw on a little bit of the AOA Velour eyeshadow in the shade Vogue all over the lid. I felt like it didn't have as much shimmer as I'd like, so I threw on some of the e.l.f. This is the one in Disco Queen, their liquid eyeshadow over top, and it looks so beautiful. And then just went ahead and threw on some of the white shade in the palette in the inner corner. For eyeliner, I'm going to take the AOA Studio Muse liquid liner, and this is just the black one. Alright, next taking some mascara, I threw in the City Color Be Bold Lengthening Mascara. As I mentioned earlier, they did send this to me. This is a look at the wand. It's actually a really nice mascara. I love using this for work because I don't wear lashes to work. Just throw on mascara, and this has been working so well. They also sent me a liner, which I wish I would have thrown in here, but I forgot. They also did add a liquid liner. They added a new lip scrub. So definitely check out City Color Cosmetics. They have so many great things. Lashes that I will be wearing today are the AOA Studio A Plus Glam 3D lashes in the style Soul. I love this pair, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this on, and we could get into the face products. A couple of primer products. I have the Wet n Wild BFF Hydrating and Brightening Face Primer, which I'll be using. Haven't used this in a while, so go ahead and spray this on. This smells so good. Next, taking the A Plus No Pore Face Primer. I'm thinking I'll just throw that all over the outer perimeters of the face. And lastly, taking the e.l.f. Poreless Face Primer on the inner portions of the face. As you can see, I'm almost through it. I have like a slight pan in there. So I'm going to take that here. For foundation, I have the Beauty Creations Flawless Stay Foundation. I haven't used this in such a long time. I remember the shade not being the greatest for me. So we'll see how this looks, and I have mine in SP 7.0. I have to say nowadays I'm more into their pressed powder foundation than this one, but let's see why I love this so much. Alright, that actually blended in rather nicely. I remember it being really yellow on my skin, so I'm sure that's coming off that way on camera, but in person it honestly does match rather well. For liquid products, we do have a couple of things to play with. We have two of the SHEGLAM liquid products. We have their bronzer as well as their liquid blush and this SHEGLAM liquid highlight. So we're going to do all liquids from SHEGLAM Cosmetics. In case you were wondering, the shades, I have their liquid bronzer in the shade Warm Honey, and this shade name will be down below, but it's so nice. Not sure if this shade specifically is still available on their website, but they just came out with a whole other range of these liquid blushes in really stunning shades, so definitely check that out. Next, I'm taking their Spring It On liquid highlight in the shade Fancy Fizz, taking little dots and blending. This is not my favorite liquid highlight. I think it's a little hard to blend out. Kind of sticks to where you put it and you can't really blend it out. It dries down really fast. That's what I don't like about it. I'm attempting, maybe if I blend it in with my finger it'll work better. And it did work slightly better than before. I feel like when I blend it out with the sponge it doesn't look good at all. With my finger, it's actually blending in rather nicely. As for concealer, I have two. I have the AOA Studio Wonder Color Corrector in the shade Peach. And this one is a little thicker. It's like a thick kind of formula. It's really nice. I remember really loving it. Over top, I'll be using the Incognito Concealer from Wet n Wild. Oh, that is so stunning. That's a beautiful combination. For under eye set, I'm going to take the Zuri Flawless Shape and Strobing palette, and this is from Shaw Massé. I'm going to take that first shade there, and I'm going to set the under eyes. It is rather powdery. I never noticed that. Oh my gosh, really powdery. I'm going to set the under eyes with that powder. Oh my gosh. It's really bright. We'll see how everything looks once it's on, like everything's on. But so far this under eye set is not my most favorite. All over powder, I'm going to take the AOA Studio Perfect Press Powder in the shade Beige. On a fluffy brush, I'm just going to set the rest of the face. This too, I feel like it's lightening up the skin. It did a really good job at setting everything into place. I like that. But it did brighten up the skin as well, which is really interesting. I haven't noticed that from this product. Next, I'm taking the Ebony York Sculpt and Contour Palette, and this one is in Bronze Brown, the deepest shade, and bronzing up the skin. For blush, I'm going to take the SHEGLAM blush in the shade Daydream. It also does come with a mirror, which is super convenient. So I'm going to take that. And lastly, for highlight, I'm going to take the Majesty palette from AOA Studio. And I think I'm just going to mix those two middle shades. Before I do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and do lips. I'm taking the Colourpop lip liner in the shade Petal Please. Next, I'm taking the LA Colors Pout Lip Gloss Matte in the shade Kiss and Tell. It's a really beautiful purple tone. Let that dry down, and next I'm taking the Amuse Dual Liner. I'm taking the brown side. I'm going to throw some on the lower lash line. Taking that purple shade again, the one that we use on the outer corner of the eye, and I'm going to throw it on the lower lash line. Alright, we're almost done. Next I'm taking the Ioni Lip Gloss, and this is just like a pinky metallic shade. I want to see how it looks over top the LA Colors lip. And I did mention this earlier, but this lip gloss is like different than any other lip gloss that I've tried. This one has more of a metallic finish, which comes off like looking glossy, but it doesn't feel glossy on the lips. It's really interesting. Let me see. I wonder how it's coming off to you guys, but it's giving off like this metallic look, which I think goes with today's look, so I'm fine with it. But it's not like my first choice in lip gloss, but I do want to keep trying it out. Some further thoughts on this product and see what I think. Next, I'm taking the LA Colors Brow Gel just to set these brows down. Lastly, I'm taking the e.l.f. Dewy Coconut Setting Mist and I'm going to spray the face, and then we're going to talk about the other products that I chose that I didn't get to use with you guys, and we're going to end it. Alright guys, so this is the final look. Let me know down below what was your favorite product that I chose for my collection. Now let's talk about the products I didn't get to use on the face. Starting off with the SHEGLAM liquid lipstick in the shade Haters. Like I said, this is like a purpley kind of situation, but it is more of a cool toned shade. Comes off a little gray on the lips. I definitely could have used this in today's look, but that is that shade there. I did want to use the LA Colors though because I wanted that berry kind of moment, but this one's also a really nice product. It is very dry on the lips, however. Next product, the LA Colors Full Cover Concealer. I have the shade Natural. Again, this is from the 99-cent store, and this one's really nice. However, it's like very light on my skin. I'm still going to use it throughout the month. It's a really nice product. I just haven't used it in a long time. Next, we have the You Can Be liquid liner. I love this product. It's so nice and brown. I love it for like everyday use. There it is there. So I went ahead and threw this in. However, I didn't use it today, as I mentioned. The OZ lip gloss. This one's in the shade 06. It's like the most beautiful glossy nude moment. It's so pretty. Can't wait to use that. This one here, I'm not sure if I'm going to use throughout the month. I threw it in just as a whim. I don't like shimmer eyeshadow primers. As you guys saw, I don't like the, I guess I just don't like the ones in this formula from AOA Studio in the Perfect Eyeshadow Primer tubes. I just don't like them, and this is the shimmer one. So not sure how much use I'm going to get out of this. I don't find any use for like shimmery eyeshadow primers. If you have any suggestions on how to use this product, like how do I... It just doesn't look good. I just don't like shimmery eyeshadow products as of now. Maybe in the future I'll love them, but for now I just don't know how to use them. So if you have any suggestions, let me know down below. But not sure if I'm actually going to use this product, but I went ahead and threw it in anyway just in case. Next, I threw in the SHEGLAM, the lipstick slash lip liner situation. I mentioned it in my SHEGLAM recent video. So it basically comes with a lipstick on one side and a lip liner on the other. It's a most beautiful combination. This one here is in deep caramel. So pretty. It does come in a couple other nude shades. Not sure if they're going to come out with more shades. I think they should, because this is such a nice formula. So I'm so excited to have chosen this for the month as well. Next products, we have the AOA Studio Loose Pigment, and this one's in the shade Enchant. I did swatch this in my recent Chamase video, which I'll have down below, so I won't be swatching that now. It's just a little messy. And next we have the AOA Studio Perfect BB Cream. Not sure how much use I'm gonna get out of this product because I'm more into a full coverage kind of moment. I did pick out a couple of foundations, okay? I usually don't do that. I also chose the Bounce foundation from Beauty Blender, and it's really nice. So yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna get use out of this one a lot, and also the one that I wore today. I think it looks really nice now. We're gonna see when I'm editing because I feel like the shade doesn't really match my skin tone. But for sure I'm gonna use my full coverage foundations more than this. But I do want to get some thoughts on this product as well. So hopefully I get some use out of this one. Not sure if I'm gonna use this either. This is a Colourpop Clear Feather Effect Styling Wax. I haven't really been into these type of products as of lately, so I don't know if I'm going to use that. This one here I definitely want to use throughout the month. I want to get some thoughts on the City Color Canvas Spaces. I have a couple other shades that they sent my way, which is really sweet of them, but I do really want to use the white one for the month. Next we have the Smoke and Mirrors Highlighter. I believe this one's in the shade Topaz. These are so nice. Don't sleep on Smoke and Mirrors. They have some really nice products, and let's see if I could swatch this somewhere. It's just so stunning, perfect for everyday use. I love it. It looks so good on the skin. Next we have this one, which I didn't use, the Amuse Face Palette. I'm basically just gonna get use out of these two shades here, the two middle blushes, and possibly use this to like contour the skin, who knows. For sure I'm gonna be using this throughout the month, the A+ Oil Control Setting Spray that locks in makeup. I'm gonna be using that quite a bit. I really love the e.l.f. one. Next, this one, as I mentioned, is new to my collection, which is the e.l.f. Sheer Tint Finishing Powder, light medium. This one's also really nice. The City Color Be Matte Bronzer, I didn't use it today because I know I'm gonna be using it a lot throughout the month. And there's a look at that. So pretty. I love this. I mentioned it in my bronzer video recently, so I'll have that down below if you didn't watch it, or it will be coming soon if it isn't up already. I also chose the Nikkei K Very Berry Face Palette. This one's so stunning. For sure I'm gonna get use out of this. It's so beyond pigmented. I have 3 shimmery blushes and 1 matte. These are so pigmented. For sure gonna get use out of this one. I love the color story in here, so I threw that in. And lastly, this product I didn't get to use, but for sure hopefully we'll get use out of it throughout the month, which is the Colourpop Shadow Go Round. Definitely recommend if you haven't tried these out. These are available at Family Dollar, and again, I did purchase it a while back, but oh my god, like the shimmers in here are crazy pigmented. I love them. They're so good. And we do have a glitter shade in the center of the palette as well. So pretty, and I cannot wait to use this palette here. All right, so with that, we made it to the end. I hope you enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed filming this for you today. Everything that I talked about, all the names of the prices are going to be down below, as well as any videos that I mentioned throughout this video or videos that I uploaded last week. Don't forget I upload 3 times a week on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, so if you could stick around, that would be amazing. I have my Insta handle displayed on the screen. I post a lot of makeup finds from jokes to the high end, so if that interests you, go ahead and follow me there. And it'd be so amazing if you could like and subscribe. Of course, you don't have to. You're your own person and you make your own decisions, but it wouldn't hurt to give this video a like, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.